The soul renewed. The Spina attacks post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Spina, and we spoke about Poisson's present and future. Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it. Skyship Winglet, boon or bane of the Fontaine Research Institute.
Oh, definitely a boon. It saved all of you.
On account of Mr. Edwin, have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once overlooked hidden gem. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle, they would find it all the harder to find a word with which to classify him and his team. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Jurier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
They are now. Wow, this is just so much is happening. They might have been the real big shots from the start. We just didn't meet them in that capacity.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh?
Pretty good.
Steambird's idea was pretty simple.
You were there to see all of it this time, too.
Passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind
Make money
those
after the sequels.
Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
The articles do make me curious about how things will play out.
Paimon's curious too! Wait a minute. Didn't we watch everything happen from start to finish? What's there to be curious about?
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news.
No worries, I suppose we're in it.
And also, with you around, I'm sure I'll get to see that Duke.
Are you still interested in talking with him after all the other exciting stuff that's happening? I'm sure there's plenty of other news for you to get right now.
And then make a trip to the fortress. There are some things you'll only know when you get there.
Okay. So you already have arrangements then. What is this? That finale. We get a 5-star thingy to keep at the end of every Archon quest. Oh, we still have Childe's vision. A drop of water obtained from within the colossal beast who coveted the primordial sea of life. A philosopher in the faraway ancient world once posited that where there is life, there is death. Naturally, where there is death, there is life. If not, then the fleeting light cannot resist the eternal darkness, and all withers into nothingness at the end of time. The rules among the stars dictate that nature must be conserved, but the laws of the universe have never been conserved. In a sealed box, you're talking about a lot of big things right now. In a sealed box, destruction always overpowers new life. Millennia upon millennia of prosperity are but an instant in the span of billions of years. The greatest of achievements, the proudest accomplishments, in time will all tarnish, decay, dissipate, and ultimately fade into oblivion. Thus there are things floating amongst the stars, once adorned with countless prestigious titles from innumerable civilizations, shedding tears for their ordained demise. How much longer is this? Okay. Their tears stream down out of desperation, out of hope, because all desperation and hope alike will be utterly extinguished along with the innumerable stars. Their tears stream down out of sorrow, out of joy, because both will eventually scatter into the cold, dark, endless void. Every tiny yet beautiful silhouette and every moment worth remembering will fade with time, even stars. And then there are these so-called gods that are determined to save everything worth saving and devour everything that should be devoured. Until the end of time, until the sea of stars recess into nothing but dying embers, until a newborn world moves for the first time in the stomach of the whale. There will be no more sins, no more sadness, and no more tears, because everything died with the ancient stars. That's all I have to say. Arena! The prophecy was wrong. And after 500 long years, Farina is finally free. And now that she's free, for the first time in all of these years.
It's pouring out here!
Oh wait, the water levels aren't rising, are they?
No, they are not. For the first time in 500 years, Farina gets to be her true self. A curious and loving human who cares about people and the world and just wants to learn more about them. Somebody who felt joy and sorrow along with all of us. Maybe for the first time she can experience those things. After all, she lived for 500 years the way she did because that is what Focalors told her to. And now Focalors has given her a new order. To live life like a human, right? Although I'm sure some people will probably still treat her like a god, but not all of them now that we've had the court case and all. Hello.
Navia!
Oh, it's you. What brings you all here?
Hey, we're just having a look around.
Yeah.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here. Oh, the Fatui are here too.
How interesting.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snezhevich. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies, and is helping with our work. Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people, but we're moving forward. That will have to be enough.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article you wrote last year about Fontaine's stray cats. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the Spina.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
Sure.
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too.
Glenn!
How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are
This
able to go
city,
over there.
this little town has a lot
You're
of rebuilding
in
to do. Considering
Well, her
all the loss that
reputation's
they've
greatly risen
experienced.
after that whole duel business with Miss Farina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really came here to help me out.
Aw.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
Good point. Is-
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor?
Come on, there's so
Navia's
much other exciting news
Well,
to
if
go
we're
after at
talking
this
about
time.
doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Chlorand at any rate.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then
Yay.
everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up. And smile.
Cheese! I like that picture.
Oh, was it a good shot? Did Paimon look cute in it?
Super cute.
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots.
Charlotte takes more pictures of Poisson to the clicking of shutters and also does some rapid fire
All right,
interviews.
that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
Alright.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with you after all, Miss Clarence.
One day.
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Maripede.
You already knew that she was going?
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Nervillette, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete information chain.
She knows what she's doing.
All Monsieur Nervillette asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridesley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a move first.
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear anything interesting. I'll treat you to afternoon tea in exchange.
You seem curious about the fortress.
Of course. That Ridesley. I still remember going down to the fortress to grill him for information on my father's case. Boy, did he take me for a ride. Without telling me anything, of course.
Of course.
But he did invite you to tea, didn't he?
Tea lovers.
2 large pots
There's
of it,
lots
in
of those
fact.
here in Fontaine.
It was good tea, though.
I have to agree. The tea there is very good.
Speaking of that, would you like to have some today? I mean, you've got time, right?
Well, I'd be partial to some shortbread.
Wow, it's like we've got a menu or something. Sure.
That's good. I'm glad that
Good.
spirits
What
are
flavor of biscuits would you like,
being
Mr.
lifted.
Snezhovich?
Me? I'm fine with anything. But I would prefer chocolate, should you have it.
All right. Leave it to me.
I'll go over the newly arrived supplies with you later, Mr. Snezhovich. We should be able to finish the preparatory work today.
That works great for me.
Huh. Is it just me, or did you get a new lipstick?
I did. It was a gift from Sijuin. Want to give it a try? I think the color would suit you too.
nice. Alright. Fortress of Maripede. That boat really did come in handy, didn't it? Well, he was planning for something to happen, right? Hello. Oh, yeah, that's right. We haven't come to collect our welfare meal. Hang on. It is currently midnight, 12:56, and the reset is at 1 a.m. So if I get this here now, then we go talk with Ridesley, and then I come back, we should be able to get another welfare meal. Thank you. We don't need a welfare meal. We can make our own food now. Well, whatever.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic feeling to this place.
Looks like you've been missing us.
We sure have.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the entrance?
Hello there, Your Grace.
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom our good head nurse recommended to me.
Congrats,
It's
Charlotte.
an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress, sir.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
Of course, of course.
What is the
All right then.
agreement?
This way.
That's right! Jurier! And Lorvine.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. I've
Like,
already
it's
taken
all
the
because of
things
you guys. I know he's saying Risley's boat, but he just funded it. You guys actually made the boat.
Really need to be published on the cover of the
You guys are
Steam.
amazing.
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier.
Sir, please don't say things like that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed, and I'm very thankful to the Steambird for...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. You've definitely got more of that genius vibe going on. The boat that brought about a miracle. The ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated a myth back there, like an emissary of legend.
There are lots of legends
So, if I
involving
might
a great
ask,
flood and
Where's
boats,
that flying
aren't
ship
there?
now?
Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive scoop.
With many cultures have a
to
story involving a
apologize,
flood
but
and
that
a
ship is
boat.
presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that loss?
She really doesn't know how to squeeze opportunities for all they're worth.
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing before.
Yeah.
Oh, seems like everyone's here.
Sejuin!
Would any of you like to try this new drink I came up
No,
with?
thank you. But
Sejuin.
it's nice to see you again. We have to get going
Miss
now.
Charlotte, why don't you,
I don't know.
take some pretty photos of our head nurse? Sure. Come on, Miss Sejuin, over this way. Let's find a brighter spot.
Sure. Do I have to smile?
Of course.
So, how have things been at the fortress?
No one died from the primordial water, I hope.
Same old
Whatever
same old, as you
happened
can
to the
see.
seal that
Fontaine's
Neuvillette
undergone
put? Is
some
it
changes,
still
but
there? Is
this
it going to
place
be
is
there
still more or
forever?
less the same.
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much attention, I think.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I right, Mr. Jurier? Miss
I
Lurvine?
mean, you did save
You're too kind,
everybody.
sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun. Not that you would want that, which is a pity.
I'll just leave the spotlight to you two.
You walk with Risley for a while and share news from above ground with him.
I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
What happened to him
You
anyway?
did win them over, huh?
He got thrown into the portal. Where
I'll
did he
tell them that
go?
there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended
Aw.
sentences for abetting his
Okay, so
escape.
he's fine, but what happened to him after he got thrown in the
Actually,
portal?
what about you? Are things gonna change for you too?
What change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my
Well,
duties.
then, but you're not building a
As
ship
to what
anymore,
Miss
and that
Farina's
was what a
departure
ton
will
of
mean
your
for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed.
prison labor was going
We'll
towards.
leave those to the folks in the
So I
Overworld.
guess you have a new project you
Hey,
can
everyone,
make,
the
right?
photo shoot's
You
done.
can do some new stuff.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, traveler, let's go.
Yay!
Till next time, everyone.
And Charlotte, you built those
There'll
bridges a
be a
little
next
bit
time.
more, which means the chance of an
Who knows?
interview
I
will
might write a story
tiny
about the
bit
Archon
higher
factory
next time, you guys.
Until then. All right, last stop, the docks.
Maritime Harbor. This is, remember, where we first met Lenny and Lynette. And they saved us from Farina at the time. I knew I was going to like Farina once I got to know her more. But I didn't realize how emotional her story would make me feel. Hello, our favorite siblings.
See them! They really are here! How did you know?
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks distributing these strange pockets the whole time
I guess
since.
people still need the magic pockets.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Hello.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of gadget is it?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or you could trick a friend into doing it for you.
Trick a friend? I wonder which of my friends would fall for that.
How did we
You could
escape
just make
that
a friend
dimension?
like
How did
Fremenay
we
here.
escape the
Isn't that
space
right,
between
Fremenay?
worlds, primordial sea area?
Is this what you meant by I'll help you make some more friends?
Aw,
To be
Fremenay.
honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Sure.
Yay!
Please, write down my address.
You sure are working hard to help Fremenay socialize.
Well, sometimes an introvert
He was the one
needs
who
an
proposed doing this.
extrovert,
He even wants to
extrovert
assist in our magic shows.
friend that will adopt them, basically. The extrovert friend that, you know, just kind of like makes sure that they have enough social contact, because that's also something humans long for. I don't think that would suit him.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremenay himself.
Aw, that would
In
be
the
so
future,
nice.
I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him
I-
too.
That might be a big
said,
step for
would
him. I
anyone
don't
want
think
to see
he
a
wants to be in
diver
the
escape
spotlight that
underwater?
much.
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say. So, how have things been, Traveler?
Good, and it's good to see you again after so long. I'm doing alright.
Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very
We carried out
grateful for
her
your
mission
contributions to Fontaine.
perfectly.
That's all right. We were more than happy to help. So, what's she doing now?
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well,
He looks both ways.
after Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Nervillet opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to
Well.
her as a diplomatic gift.
I guess that's been easily dealt with.
A diplomatic gift? A gnosis?
Look.
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over,
I guess
there were actually
they
a
will
number
all
of things
end up
going
in the
for it.
Saritsa's hand.
It could have been done
no
as an
matter
apology
what.
for the incident with Lord Childe, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's true, but this is a gnosis we're talking about. Doesn't this seem a bit...
Well, think about all the other times
I
Gnosis
would
have
agree,
been given
but
out
I've
to the
also
Fatui.
heard that it seems that Monsieur
The
Nervillet has had a
Geonosis,
significant
the
change of heart regarding
Electronosis,
the
the
matter.
Dendronosis.
So there's some reason for this that only Nervillet knows about?
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which, I did see him strolling around the entrance to the Fortress of Meripede
Which
a
is
while
at the
back.
opera, actually.
Isn't he real busy and stuff? Paimon didn't think he'd have the time for that. But back to the topic. The gnosis was given to the knave, right? What
Yeah,
about
where did he
him?
go?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
I can't believe we got Skirk and Childe in the same shot and we don't get to see them interact. He finally found his master after all these years. And she's not interested in talking. I guess I can now call him one of my war buddies.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be allied with them this time.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
We said nothing.
Father. Well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind. I would have done them regardless.
Are you going to take the gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks. Switching my masks is something I've always done.
You keep to your position?
Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever?
Okay.
As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
Actually, I just remembered something. Please help us deliver this. Do I trust her to get it back to Childe? Yeah, fine, probably.
A vision? Alright. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
You're welcome.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh? You're...
Charlotte, be careful.
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie talent.
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall continue my walk while the weather remains so agreeable. Farewell.
Farewell.
Farewell, Father.
Bye.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully,
yeah,
I've already
you
wrapped
should
up
not,
all my
because...
pre-scheduled interviews. Thank you all. This'll be more than enough for me to write about, I'm sure.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
Oh, thank you.
To move things about?
That's right. Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met too. And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. So many things have happened, but the pockets are still the pockets. I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths, and serendipity will lead you to your fated friends.
That's right.
All right then. We'll be handing out
Yeah, it's
pockets
one of the nice
in some other
things about
districts
fate,
later,
is
so
the
we'll get going
people
now.
you get to meet
Have a
along
good
the
day,
way.
you two.
Have a good day, Lenny, Lynette, Remini. Bye-bye.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see what Neverlette's doing? As long as he's not so busy that he doesn't have time to chat anyway.
It should now be past that time. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to get the welfare meal. I'll get it later. How do we get there? We walk, I suppose. The long way around. Neverlette! So now there was no Hydro Archon. So from what I understand then, that there's always a succession of Archons if one of them dies while holding a seat on the seven. Until now, when Focalors destroyed her seat and herself. Now there's no Hydro Archon at all.
The entrance to the fortress! Ooh, he really is there!
Now it's Neverlette's job to... Now he basically has to be the Chief Justice and the Archon. That's a lot of work on his busy schedule now.
So, you really are here, Neverlette. Paimon didn't think you were going to have free time this hour.
I don't think he's gonna have free time at all now.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he passed this way. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remembered. Thank you for keeping us on your mind, what with you being busy and all. Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually saved? The whole business is still quite the mystery to us.
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it finally comes time to say them out loud.
Alright. Nebulet sighs softly, it's spelled wrong, before telling you the truth concerning what he saw that day. Focalor deceived the heavenly principles and used Farina's endless performance to save Fontaine.
Whoa. So that's what happened?
And I only saw Farina's part myself.
Focalor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign.
And she also freed...
But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontainians from
She
dissolving.
also freed Farina from
For
her
me,
suffering.
the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontainians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on
so
this
you
planet.
turn them into
In other
quote-unquote
words,
real
when
humans.
I gave my verdict, Fontainians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Oh.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone.
You could say that it was at that moment that the Fontainians were finally truly born.
Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too!
Including Farina. Her human self.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask.
Yeah.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
About the initial verdict that was passed on Childe. Yeah, thank you. Please clear this up for me.
I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster.
Oh!
At most, he would have had tangential liability.
Oh.
As for the judgment passed by the Oratrice during the trial,
It's probably manipulated by Focalor.
whether it was due to that liability by association, or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Guess Focalor had Fontainians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans. Hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got another question. Back when Fontainians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed Oceanids?
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontainians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters in Fontaine converge.
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, but instead a form of ritual. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Paimon...
That's something. Okay.
Either way, seems like this ritual won't be of any further use, but it'll probably live on as a local custom.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
So you're saying that either Focalor did manipulate the Oratrice to give that verdict, or it blamed him because of the chain of blame of the reason that there was primordial seawater leaking? That goes a little bit too far, I think. I think it's the former, not the latter, I would like to believe. About Fontaine's future.
Yeah, about that. Risley said Farina has already left. What's that all about?
Ah, Lady Farina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted. She simply said that she was tired and needed to rest. Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the Opera House, not unlike how an ordinary person might.
But she's still got a place to stay,
Because she is an
right?
ordinary person now.
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
What about you then? What are your plans now that you've regained your full powers as the Hydro Dragon?
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
Probably, that's basically how it was going before anyway.
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both were granted to me. As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Hydro Sovereign and the duty of the Eudex shall coexist within my person.
Sounds like
Additionally,
a very,
the
very
Hydro
busy
Archon's
life.
departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
That's true.
Well,
That power was derived from the
time
people's
to
faith
get
in the
some
Hydro Archon,
wind
wasn't it?
turbines now.
Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay. Where are they getting their energy from?
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
Wow.
Sure.
This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful.
Yeah,
huh?
he's more powerful than
Ask
any of the
away.
Archons.
I will tell you the truth as I know
A
it.
dragon, because if the original power comes from the dragons, he's way more powerful than any of the Archons. It's a good thing he's our friend, right? About Fontaine's Gnosis.
Oh, that's right. They say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something.
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power. As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
Okay.
What complicated considerations. Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the
No,
knave and as an
that's not
apology
something
to
you give
Childe.
away for free. But
Ask
sure.
away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
We are glossing over massive problems, which is now that Focalor is probably really angered. The heavenly principles are angry. Focalor has angered them. Is the phrases that are melding together in my head. They're missing a seat now, and they're probably going to be angry that Nivelette has all of the Archon power from that seat. I'm just saying. That's going to come up at some point. About the next steps on my journey. That's right. Natlan, what we heard almost nothing about.
You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land.
Probably more than we know. You know what's really weird is throughout the game, we've been meeting characters from all the other nations except for Natlan. We have not met a single NPC from this nation. And we're about to go to it. Which means we don't know that much about it like we did. We knew more about Fontaine and know more about Snezhnaya than we do about Natlan going there now. And I wonder why that is. I think to myself, Inazuma had the Sakoko decree, which stopped people from going in and out. You would think we'd meet fewer people from Inazuma, but as it turns out, there's lots of people from Inazuma who were trapped outside of Inazuma when the Sakoko decree hit, so we've met lots of them. Meanwhile, there's no evidence that Natlan is a closed country, and yet we've not met any of their citizens at all.
As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
Dragons?
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there.
Okay.
Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity. Natlan is also the nation of war, War ravages those lands like an undying flame.
Lots of conflict then.
There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the Knave that I believe may be useful to you.
Okay.
The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
Interesting.
The captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you.
Okay.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I
So
know.
no info on their Archon or what their people are actually like, other than they like fighting. Got it. But I think we did know that Il Capitano was in Natlan because it said that, like, when what's his name, Captain Varka met the captain, that they found out the information. That was from Mika's story, I think. All right, no more questions.
Hang on a
What
sec.
if-
Paimon still got a question.
What about
the
a question about her sibling? I guess we
When
already
I
asked
spoke
him
to
a couple.
Lenny earlier, he mentioned that
acts
your
ago
attitude
about-
towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
Okay.
What
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the
Oh.
surface. It went something like this.
Okay. Tell me more about Skirk.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on. You hurry over soon as well, all right, Nervalet?
We're gonna leave this other place.
What next?
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Me neither.
Of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Third descender.
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's
Gnosis
divinity
is the
faded, she handed
remains
her
of the
gnosis to
third
me.
descender?
But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense, which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans. Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
What does that mean?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time?
There's going to be a next
You
time.
believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
Your disciple hasn't seen you in like 10 years. He didn't even get to say hi. Interesting.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not,
What does that even
I wanted
mean?
to pass that information on to you.
The remains of the third descender?
Alright, there's my AirPods dying.
actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like
See, recharging them meant that they lasted all the way till now.
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it.
You should check it.
Which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
A descender. She mentioned one of them. I am the 4th descender. For me, this information means 2 things. 1, that the no-sees are related to the descenders. And 2, that the one who came before me has already died.
I had guessed that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the no-sees, which are exceedingly element-compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the 3rd descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
As a descender? Maybe?
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as special compatibility, right? No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels
Are they gonna use my body and turn it into...
traveler to the dead 3rd descender and all?
Yeah, they're gonna use me to give people powers in the future? Don't worry, I won't die so easily.
That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck.
It really does.
Once Childe recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and
Yeah,
get
but
the
we
answers
can't go to
that way.
Snezhnaya yet, so he's gonna have to come to
I
us.
believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Alright. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes. All of Focalor's efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will.
Can you understand the will of the gods?
I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
Masquerade of the Guilty. Quest complete. It's just repeating.
It seems from your expressions that you
It's
still
just the
ask
same.
away.
It's the same set.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
it's
the
the
truth
same
as I
set.
know. I suggest that you fully prepare.
Okay. Thanks. Marina. It still says question mark, question mark, question mark on her, or the source of her power. Hey, you got your constellation. I see. So now she has a vision. So I assume that was like that light at the end when she said the prophecy was wrong and she received a light. Maybe that was the final gift from either Focalor or the Divine finally looking upon her with favor for being a human who endured years and years of basically the erasure of her humanity. There we go. See? Got all the commissions. Oh, I didn't claim the daily reward for yesterday. Because yesterday was today. Okay, anyway. So, okay, let me sum this up. So, there's a whale. We're gonna get to the whale later, but Egeria, the first Hydro Archon, had Oceanid familiars. And those Oceanid familiars longed to live like humans. So, sorry. No, stop telling me it's boring. I need to sum up what we just learned. So she turned them into partial humans by using the primordial seawater as like a catalyst or some sort of magic to basically create their human forms. Of course, that the heavenly principles didn't like that she did something like without their permission, and so punished her with the prophecy that someday they will all die, and the Hydra Archon will weep on her throne, which never happened because the prophecy was wrong. Then Egeria died during, I assume she died during the Khaenri'ah War, and named one of her familiars to be the new Hydro Archon, and that was Focalor, who then made the decision to split her human side and divine form into two separate entities. And this was because she needed a plan to be able to defy the heavenly principles, but not the heavenly principles who can see everything cannot know, and thus nobody else can know, including the version of herself that exists in this world. And so she created Furina, who basically knows nothing about it, as well as about anything else, because she is, at the end of the day, just a human child. And basically instructed her to act as a god, play the role so nobody suspects that there was another entity who is the real god, even if that challenges and forces you to basically ignore your human side, and therefore the side of Furina that we've met this whole time is that facade that she puts on to, be the god that people think she should be, but in truth as such a pure-hearted human who's just kind and curious and not really meant to be put on the spot like that. It just wore on her soul for ages and ages and ages. And I probably shouldn't walk around here with Nebula. He's wondering what I'm doing. I'm gonna go to the fountain instead. So that's what she did. Every day with no one to talk to because no one could know about the plan. Basically having to forsake every single part of what made her her. Because if Furina and Focalor are part of two sides of the same coin, basically she has to bend over backwards to become the other side of the coin when she's not. For 500 years, and you can see that probably really wore away at her soul. Oh, you know what else? Now you can claim the story quests without them actually starting. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. There we go. She has her vision in that picture. We're gonna do that later. Not tonight. And this was all so that the heavenly principles would have no idea that this was going on in the meantime. That in the meantime, Focalor was building up all of the energy in the Oratrice, with the Oratrice's true purpose being to execute her at the end. But only with 500 years worth of energy was there really enough to not only kill her, but destroy the Hydro Archon's seat so there wouldn't be a successor. But because she had separated herself from Furina, Furina now gets to live as a normal human. And that was Focalor's final wish to her, is that she do so. That she now be free from her torment. That she finally be herself for the first time in hundreds of years. And she is. I guess we'll find out what happened to her afterwards, because it seems like, after 500 years, she finally gets true rest. She finally gets to wake up as her and not somebody else that she's supposed to be. I wonder, okay, hang on. I want to see if the crying is still there, because it probably is, right? It's so quiet right now. And that's the story of Furina. Like I said, I knew I would like her once I knew what her story was, but I didn't realize it.
being too popular can be such a hassle.
No, not this Farina. The
Who
crying
knew the
Farina.
people would adore me so much?
We'll eventually hear it.
The next one's a trial.
Unless it's gone after this Archon quest. I don't know if we'll hear it. But I did hear it in another when I did this earlier, remember? Maybe she has nothing to cry about anymore because she's free.
Tea parties are a must for the
You know what?
well-mannered.
Maybe she's just having tea parties somewhere now. And there's no tears left to cry. Oh yeah, we gotta feed the coins to the fountain. I don't even... I have not explored Fontaine at all. I've been too busy. That's the price I pay. Yeah, I'm happy for her now then. I didn't expect the fact that she has to wear that, because the fact that she has to wear that facade itself is such an integral part of her story. Like, you know, a lot of times the story is trying to break away that facade somebody puts on the outside to find out what they really are like on the inside. But not only that, like that whole breaking of her... You were like that on the first time we met too. That totally freaked me out. I should get that statue of the Seven, but it looks so close, but it really isn't. I guess we don't know what Egeria looks like, so I guess I still haven't answered my question about the statue of the Seven. If it takes the appearance of the old or new Hydroarch. What is this? The fountain is silent and seems to have stopped working. As you observe the fountain, someone else arrives. Okay, I don't want to start something new right now. Hasn't Adel fixed this fountain yet? It's fixed in, okay, is this fountain broken? I'm sorry, I don't really want to start this right now. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm gonna read this back later if it's important. Oh shoot, okay, I only have 10% left. We gotta go fast. Well, I'm glad I pulled for Farina then. Because I wanted to pull for her anyway, because I'm like, okay, her kit is really good. But for me, the number one reason I pull for 5-star characters is how much their story, like, resonates with me. Like, their personality. No thanks. I'm sorry, dude. I don't have time for this. There's another quest over here too, where we're gonna ignore it by swimming away. I guess Nebula has all the power now. We learned a little bit more about the Descenders. Yeah. Ether is the 4th Descender. We don't know who the 3rd Descender is. So one of them was the Heavenly Principles, I think the first one. And I think we were speculating... Here's the thing, it's like... What is that? Sorry, I haven't been here, as you can tell. What opens itself before wells of noble hearts. Oh, this is the new area. This is not even the research institute like I thought it was. Alright, well. And this is the other one. Okay. Well, that's not exactly what I thought I was doing. 2. A grand total of 2. There we go. I guess we should go fight the big whale now. I sigh. Yeah, this team. This team's pretty good. Actually, I need to fight this for... It's underwater. Wait, what's the fastest way to get there? I need to get some of Karina's materials too. Okay, we'll talk as we go. We still did not answer my question about why this time when people got turned back into Oceanids, they melded together into one entity. Because they were as familiars of the Hydro Archon, they very clearly were different entities.
The wind rises.
Also, the remaining Oceanids that were Oceanids and not people all left Fontaine, right? That's why there's so many, like in Liyue and Mondstadt, and we just met, I don't remember her name. Started with a C. Calaroic? I don't remember. And also the other one, Idea and Rodea and all of those ones.
Quit following me.
Calaroy. That doesn't sound like her name. Was that her name? The one from that fell in love with the kid from the spring when they grew up, and then they finally got to meet each other when they were older. What the heck? The shore goes out so far here. Come on, you can do this. We've never been over here before. Okay, how do we get down there? Is there a cave, or do we go from... Okay, anyway. We didn't explain that about the Oceanids. That purple blubber beast is so cute! Wait, hold on. Hello! Look at you! Okay, never mind. It doesn't like us. Alright, there's a cave. So there's the big stingrays, the big blubber beast, there's big seahorse. Not including the bosses. Okay, I'm starting to... And the big crab. So of course there'd be a big blubber beast too. Where are we going exactly? There's still a lot of Fontainian history I don't know. Likely because I haven't played the World Quest yet. I'm gonna do that this winter break. Let's finish the semester at school. Just play a ton of Genshin Impact because...
Upon the gale.
Because I'm definitely fallen far behind, but it's not entirely my fault. There's just a lot of content coming up a lot at the time. Waking Agrivor. This is the one I saw it during the special program. Keep in mind, my times on the special program is at 5 in the morning. I'm like, oh, this thing looks like a Dialga. And you know what? From the front, it actually kind of looks like a Dialga. Once you start seeing it attack, though, it doesn't look anything like a Dialga. And I'm like, why did I think that was the case? And the answer is because it looks like a Dialga. Okay, I need to stand both of them.
Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
Blow. Make yourself a move.
Oh no. Okay. It's okay. The other two Archons can deal with it.
I'll protect us.
Torn to oblivion.
Right? You can deal with it, right? Especially since Barbara's healing you.
Illusion shattered.
Uh-oh. No. Let me switch out.
This may hurt a little. The Temple of Wisdom.
Now you shall perish.
There we go. Nice and simple. And with that... Hang on, this is Farina's material, right? Where's she? Farina! I don't have any of these. What are these? Araneus Forest. Okay. That's okay. That's fine. I just realized You have a whole underground city, civilization looking area here. What is this? There's some creature trapped in an ancient civilization. Huh. It was cool to see everybody's part come together. Oh, thank you. I would happily take that. You know, like Linny, Lynette, and Femine helping out with, well, first with their parts in luring Farina, and then also just at the very end when everybody was like, you know, the three of them were diving. Navi was on the boat, Clorinde was on the shore, Risley was operating the bigger boat. Yeah. This must be it. And Neuvillette finally got his... Wow, this looks dangerous. Sure. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Let's see. That is a big narwhal. The bosses are getting bigger and bigger, and it's kind of freaky how that's the case. Okay, so use attacks to rile up the all-devouring narwhal. Even if I can't hit it?
I see everything.
Where is it? Oh. I scanned it. Uh-oh. I don't know. You know what? This thing is way bigger than us, and certainly way bigger than Nahida. I'm sorry, Nahida. This is the team I wanted to fight the boss with, but you know what? It's actually way funnier and way more fun that I was able to beat it with my theme team. But I was only able to do so because it didn't have real defeat conditions. We got the health bar like halfway before Skirk literally put it into a tiny ball and threw it into a portal along with Childe. Oh shoot, I don't have a... No, I need Farina because I need somebody with the Pneumosia, or I can just do that. This is dramatic. And then we go in here and there's all like the electro music. Okay. Like this.
Shine down.
No, that doesn't look like Childe. So. It doesn't look like him, but at the same time... No, it's not him. That's an Abyss Warrior sometimes. Shoot. Okay. Wonder I can do long-range attacks, so I gotta use those. No.
Illusion shattered.
Oh, no. Okay, hang on. Just a little longer. There you go. Get that. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna lie, the survivability was still not looking great, even with a team.
Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
Who is this?
Illusion shattered.
What are all of those?
I see everything. Sharing my knowledge.
I don't know how I'm supposed to destroy that.
Wretched vermin. The wind rises.
Yeah, just so much has happened tonight. We've had our laughs and tears, which I suppose is exactly what Farina wants, you know? Or wanted as the pretend Hydro Archon. The theater, the drama. You know, the comedy in theater and tragedy masks, that's what I feel like. Right now. But I feel like we've experienced both of those. Okay, this is cool music.
Ready, steady.
Will I have a chance to get the health bar, the main health bar down more after this? Yes, okay, go for it. Did I do that too early? Too late? Oh.
There is no escape.
I understand. But I'm worried because I just used her burst way too early. Because I thought we had to hit the body more. The other body. The human body, I mean. We're getting to the part of the night when we're finally getting tired, and I actually went to sleep early yesterday to give myself the energy to stay up late today, but that might also offset my sleep schedule good feeling, you know, so I mean, I think I'm getting to the slightly delusional part, that even if I have the energy for this, I don't have the right sort of mental state. Oh yeah, and the whale. That's right. I went through the whole story trying to explain Focalora and Farina and their intention. In the end, the whale almost seems to have nothing to do with the prophecy, and yet is the thing that instigates the primordial seawater. So it's almost like the heavenly principles are going to punish Egeria, you know, and Fontaine by extension. So also, oh shoot, okay. The Hydro Archon. But the recording's gonna glitch out once the AirPods die, so we can't let that happen. No, don't make me fight that dude again. Okay. Sure. Now I forgot what I was gonna say. It was kind of important, I think. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I see everything.
Shoot, what was I saying? Oh right, the whale. Funny, I should forget when the whale was about to eat me. No, don't hurt Wander anymore. How amusing. I thought that the whole thing with the whole point of the thing went down way further. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. The whole thing about the punishment from the heavenly principles was going to be what caused the primordial sea, but in fact it was the whale. Like that seemed, okay, that part seems a little, that's the only part of the story that seems a little bit disjointed. I should have used Barber. I was too stubborn.
Temple of Wisdom. Let the show begin.
I think I actually use Numero Osea for that, and I just don't have it because I didn't bring Farina. I guess the next thing I have to do is build Farina. I guess I gotta go into that new area and not waste Raiden Shogun's burst there, and go into the new area and get the more flowers for her.
Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape.
And it's also kind of scary that so first of all, the whale to me, I'm not sure exactly why it became so relevant in the story when I thought it would be the punishment of the heavenly principles that would make the primordial seawater rise. Like, oh, you want to use the primordial seawater? Well, we'll give you lots and lots of it until you all die. I thought that was going to be, but it was the whale. And then Skirk putting it in the little tiny, like, basically Pokeball. The entire crisis of Fontaine was averted because of her. Like, she's crazy powerful. Well, I wouldn't say not because of her. However, I wouldn't say it's all, definitely not all because of her. However, she was definitely the last piece in the puzzle of saving the day. Let's go to the surface. Let's heal up the team. Let's heal up the team. Let's get my other team back. Yeah, it's like I'm glad the prophecy was wrong. I'm happy that she gets to live out her new life now. I feel like there's more I had to say, but I don't think this is the right time to do so now. I think if I have more to say, I'll say it when I do Farina's story quest, which I will soon. It's been a long night, and I am, oh, it's almost 2 a.m. as I suspected it would be, which is why I wanted to start this as early as I did, and I did do that. Alright, I won't keep you any longer. This has definitely been a wild night of ups and downs, just like the drama of the theater. And What a wonderful story this is. I'm glad. I'm glad I did this now. I'm glad I did this now because that way it can't be spoiled. Into the belly of the beast twice during a single challenge. Alright, the Poisson disaster. Yeah, the holes, the loose and silver. No. Navia survives. So we lured Farina. People who built their home and masqueraded the guilty. Alright. Enough of that then. That's right, Farina's probably somewhere in the countryside, enjoying some sweets and finally some quiet alone time. Not playing the part of the Hydro Archon, being her true self, Farina. Alright, that's all for me. Good night, everyone! Or whatever time zone it is, I hope you have a lovely day.
Being too popular can be such a hassle. Who knew the people would adore me so much?
Oh yeah, we didn't really learn about her two different forms anyway. I guess that's just her inner self and outer self. Oh well. Alright. Take care, everyone. Bye!